Okay, let's take a look at your homework. I'm going to pick and choose some problems that I want to do. So the first problem I want to go over on this warm-up is number 2. So you have two choices. You can either solve this problem by using the substitution method or by using the elimination method. One method is smarter to use than the other one. If I look at this one, I would not solve it with the substitution method because I do not have a positive variable without a coefficient. So instead I'm going to do the elimination method because notice my x's are super close to being inverses of each other. To make my x's inverses of each other, I'm just going to have to make one of them positive. So how I make one of them positive is by multiplying by -1. So remember, you have to distribute to everybody. That's what's going to get you. So 6x plus y equals -16. So now cross this equation out because you used it. What do you do now? Add them up. My x's cross out. Hey, look, what do you notice about your y's? They cross out too. You're left with 0 on that side. 4 and -16 make -12. 0 does not equal -12. That is a false statement, so I'm going to write no solution. What does it mean to get no solution? Well, it means that if I were to graph these two lines on a coordinate plane, I'm going to get them to be parallel. They're never going to intersect. So let's take a look at some of these word problems that you had to do last night for homework. Number 4, it says the UVA football team is selling tickets for their game versus Virginia Tech. Notice this is completely useless to me. I'm crossing it out. On the first day of ticket sales, UVA sold 30 student tickets and 90 general admission tickets for a total of $750. UVA took in $670 on the second day by selling 80 student tickets and 50 general admission tickets. What is the price of each type of ticket? So I crossed out useless information, and I want to highlight what I'm looking for. And when you highlight what you're looking for, you never want to highlight more than 4 words. So I'm going to highlight each type of ticket. What are the different types of tickets out there? Well, I have adult tickets, and I have student tickets. Well, and I shouldn't say I have adult tickets. That's probably not accurate. I don't have adult tickets. I have general admission tickets, so I'm just going to say general. And I have student tickets. Do I know how much the general admission tickets cost? No, so I give it a variable. How about student tickets? Nope, give it a variable. So now I'm going to go back to the top of the problem, and I'm going to turn that first sentence into an equation. On the first day of ticket sales, UVA sold 30 student tickets, so 30S plus 90G for $750. On the second day, they sold 80 student tickets and 50 general admission tickets for $670. So you have 2 equations, 2 methods to solve, substitution or elimination. Well, I definitely don't want to do substitution because I have no variable without a coefficient. So I have to do elimination. But notice these aren't close to being inverses and these aren't being close to inverses. So here's where we have to multiply both equations. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by 80. And I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by -30. Notice I'm just drawing the diagonals to those values. So now I'm not going to cross multiply. I'm going to distribute all of these guys inside here. So 80 times 30 is 2400 S plus 90 times 80, is 7200 G equals 750 times 80, which is 60,000. So now I'm going to take -30 and I'm going to distribute it to everybody in there. -30 times 80 is -2400 S. -30 times 50G is -1500 G. And -30 times 670 is -20,100. So notice now I have inverses of each other. My S's are inverses of each other, so I can add them up. My S's eliminate. So I have 7,200 plus negative 1,500. I get 5,700 G equals 60,000 plus negative 20,100. I get 39,900. So now I'm going to divide by 5,700 on both sides. My general admission tickets cost $7. So, how do I find my student tickets? I'm going to take my answer, plug it back in. So 30S plus 90 times 7 equals 750. 30S plus 630 equals 750. I'm going to subtract 630 from 750. I get 120. Divide by 30. So S equals 4. So, to put this back into words, the general admission tickets cost $7 and the student tickets cost $4. So, let's now take a look at number 5. I'm going to erase all this so I can see what number 5 says. Number 5, some of you, I have a feeling, struggled a little bit, and that's okay because that's why we're going to go over it. So let's take a look. So Sally has to create floral arrangements out of twigs and flowers that are a total of 9 objects. She has to pay $1 for each twig and $3 for each flower. She spent $15 on the arrangements. How many twigs and how many flowers did she buy? So I want to highlight what I'm looking for. Notice my word problem is pretty small. I don't really have any useless information. So I cannot highlight more than 4 words. So how many twigs and flowers? So, do I know how many twigs she used? Nope. Give it a variable t. Do I know how many flowers she used? Nope. Give it a letter F. So notice up here, it says she used a total of 9 objects. What are the different types of objects she used in this arrangement? Well, she used twigs and flowers. So if I take all my twigs and I add up all my twigs with all my flowers, how many objects did I use? I used 9. So my first equation is t plus f equals 9. So if I look at my second equation, next sentence, she has to pay $1 for each twig and $3 for each flower for $15. So $1 for each twig plus $3 for each flower is going to equal $15. So I have 2 equations. You choose substitution, elimination. I like elimination better, so I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by -1. I get negative t, negative 3f, and negative 15. If you want to keep the 1 there, you can. That's fine. So cross this out because I used it. Add them up. 9 and negative 15. Negative 6. F and negative 3f makes negative 2f. My t's eliminate. Divide by negative 2. So t equals 3. So if I use 3 twigs, I'm going to plug it in. 3 plus f equals 9. So f equals 6. So she used 6 flowers and 3 twigs to make this arrangement. So hopefully that helps. If there are any questions on number 6, I want you to turn to the person sitting next to you and see if you can help each other out with number 6. And otherwise, we will just keep going.